Hello, hello. This is the live hangout on air for World University and School on May 7th, 2018. I'm Scott McLeod, and this hangout opportunity is for your ideas, questions, and thoughts. And I've invited a number of people who responded in one way or another to recent World University and School Google Hangouts events postings. And so I hope the conversation will grow today in this group video hangout. World University and School seeks to offer online, free, OpenCourseWare university and high school degrees, first in English, then in all 200 countries' official languages. And the degrees we'd like to offer are bachelor's, PhD, law, medicine, and international baccalaureate high school. Beginning in English this autumn 2018 with our undergraduate class working toward a 4-year bachelor's degree for free based on Creative Commons 4 licensed MIT OpenCourseWare. MIT OpenCourseWare has about 2,400 courses in English, undergraduate and graduate courses, and is in 4 other languages as well: traditional Chinese, Korean, Portuguese, Spanish, sorry, not Portuguese has been archived, I think, Spanish and Turkish. And Persian, the Persian language has also, MIT OpenCourseWare has also been archived. So this hangout today is also about the WUaS Press and Corp and how this educational services company will potentially grow to provide books and other academic services, resources for our students and others, both online and on the ground. So this would also first begin in English. And if we matriculate, for example, 100 undergraduate students or so this autumn 2018, first in English, they might be working toward an online bachelor's degree in engineering. And if they were studying toward an engineering degree with a robotics focus, the WUaS bookstore, computer store, bookstore would seek to facilitate getting them, these 100 students, for example, Lego WeDo 2.0 educational robotics kits, and later the Mindstorms EV3 Lego robotics kits, so that those students with an engineering and a robotics major could begin to work building robots in their own homes. We might have 20 students from India this upcoming autumn in English, and we might have 50 students from the United States and 10 students from Japan. So the WUaS Corporation would seek to, through the mail at first, through the postal system, get them these resources, these robotics kits. And from these humble beginnings, would seek to grow our robotics stores with Lego kits that would be focused on robotics, as well as make computers available for sale on the ground, as well as physical books, and potentially in all 200 countries eventually. So we'd like to have an online and on the ground bookstore, computer store, robotics store. Whether we begin with a few countries first only, for example, here's Nikolai.
Hello, Scott. Hello, nice to see you.
Hello, Nikolai. Nice to see you as well. Thank you for joining the Hangout.
I just see the message and I joined.
Great. So, are you in Romania now?
Yes, I'm in Romania. Here is raining, and that I was in house.
You're in your house, you say?
Yes, I'm in my house.
Because it's raining. Okay. Great. Interesting. Good.
It's first raining of this year, Scott.
It's May, and you haven't had any rain over the winter. You've had snow.
Any drop of rain wasn't until now.
Are parts of Romania at fire risk because it's so dry, for example?
Yes. It's a bit dry. The field is not good.
How much is Romania agriculturally focused, and does this mean farming will have problems this summer?
As you, Scott, Romania was the first agricultural country of Europe in between the two World Wars. So we have a lot of field for agriculture, but maybe you didn't know the geography of Romania. The weather wouldn't be dry in all Romania in the same time, because we have Carpaths mountain here, and when in south of Romania is very dry, where is the biggest field for agricultural, in Moldavia or in Transylvania wouldn't be so hard. So all the time will be better for Romania having this climate, this arrangement of field.
What city are you in? Are you near the Carpathian Mountains, or are you?
No, Bucharest.
Bucharest. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Is this unusual to have no rain in Romania, in Bucharest area for all winter?
Starting with maybe 14 years, maybe 30 years is normal. But in the time of Ceausescu, for example, there was raining regularly. The climate was exchanged.
It's interesting to think how to even plan for a country's agriculture like Romania in a time of climate change. And these questions are very complex because atmosphere and Earth's hydrology are very interdependent systems on the rest of the world, for example. But I wonder how a realistic virtual Earth in something like Google Street View with time slider maps, Earth, Google Earth, would allow for even climatological planning and for agriculture too. It's something World University and School would like to facilitate, a realistic virtual Earth as a kind of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field site, and also a classroom planning for agriculture and rain.
They will tell us about HARP project.
Say that again, please. Pardon me.
Was a joke, Scott. I asked if they will tell us about HARP project.
HARP project, H-A-R-P? Sorry, I'm missing that.
Yes, double E. H-A-A-R-P.
I'm not familiar with that project. What is the HARP project?
The climate exchange voluntarily.
The climate exchange for which? Sorry, for Ontario?
You know, first who make some discoveries was Nikola Tesla.
Ah, okay.
And after that, all big nation was trying to control the climate.
I would. I didn't realize that history. I don't know that history. I would expect that Romania's sort of agriculture and climate ministries are focused on these questions and have good computer modeling, and so does much of the European Union. It still seems like an opportunity with Google Street View Maps, Earth, to even build on that further, or maybe develop it for conversation with Romania's climate ministry and the EU's climate ministry. This is out of the box thinking, but an interesting possibility.
Yeah, will be better.
We live in. So, are there worries about what are that Romania is so dry? What are some of the worries?
For the moment, if in this moment it's raining, in Romania the climate will be okay.
Okay.
What can I tell you? Romania had a very good. It's in English. We have river everywhere. We can make irrigation, but we have a big echo.
Hello, Peter. I'm putting on a headset because there's a slight bit of echo began.
Echo? I hope it's not me, because I couldn't test the Hangout today for some strange reason. I don't know. Can you understand me okay?
I can understand you fine, Peter. Thank you for joining the Hangout. I wonder if my microphone was, my speaker from my computer was somehow giving feedback into the microphone for the computer, so that with both of your voices there was an echo. I don't know. I'm glad you're both here. Thank you for joining.
But no, it's okay.
Yeah, no echo here either anymore. Great. We were just talking a little bit about Romania's first rain of the year in the Bucharest area.
Yes, there in south of Romania.
So a very dry winter. And I was wondering how a realistic virtual Earth, thinking Google Street View with time slider maps, Google Earth, would even facilitate eventual further climate science. And as a field site for World University and School for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and for also a classroom, all kinds of classrooms for students. But I'm very curious if you might have any questions or about your thoughts and ideas with regard to World University and School, since this is a hangout for that partly today too as well.
Yeah. Nikolai, go ahead.
No, you, Peter. Google exchanged your name, Peter. It's Petru now here in Romania.
Google did what?
Exchanged your name. I can see your name here, Petru, not Peter.
Huh, that's strange.
Google Translate in the Hangout.
Yeah.
Well, there's something going on, as usual in Google. It's still working, but it's always changing. So it's always a surprise every time. Because as I just said, I couldn't test my sound. It wasn't working. Because you can test your sound in the settings, and yeah, nothing happened.
Well, I'm glad it works now. And the sound is good here. I'm sorry you couldn't test it at the beginning.
Anything new about World University and School? Any new developments that I haven't heard of? Because we are in email contact, so I pretty much know what's going on, more or less, unless there are new things happening right now.
Well, I'll just say for Nikolai's benefit as well, that just, I guess, last Monday, we got the 2 legal documents back from the state of California. One is the Statement of Information SI 100 for World University and School as a legal entity. And the other one we received back from the state of California is the Statement of Information SI 550 for the WUaS Corporation. And this just confirms the ongoing development of these 2 legal entities. One is a 501c3 nonprofit, and then we forked successfully last year into a second legal entity, which is a general stock company, and it's a for-profit, and as an educational services company for World University and School students, for potentially students in all 200 countries' official languages, and maybe within the Google ecosystem that does this translation so wonderfully. So was that news, Peter, for you a little bit?
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit, yeah. Because as I just said, you keep me informed with your emails. So, and I usually read them.
Your English is so excellent. We don't have translation capabilities for such documents all the time, for example, and I'm very appreciative of Google's developments with regard to translation. The Google Neural Machine Translation probably has a relationship with TensorFlow. And also, potentially, I'm not quite sure how this will work, for the academic press at World University and School, which is planned in all 200 countries' official languages. But how, you or Nikolai would use a translator for the complexity of a literary text or poetry or certain science, or even poorly written, interesting science, are some interesting challenges ahead, I guess.
Definitely, yeah. Soon, as the sentences get longer, usually the translations are not good anymore. If you stick to very short sentences, it kind of works already. But I very often get Google translated emails, and I know straight away if that is a Google translation or not. Especially if they use longer sentences, because then at one point it doesn't really make any sense anymore. I'm trying to understand that, but usually it doesn't work. At a certain point, it doesn't work anymore.
I'll just mention briefly, I would really like to entertain your ideas and your questions and your thoughts. I post quite regularly both Bruno Latour's, the French social theorist of science, sort of translations from his French books, he's written many, into English. And it's always garbled. And it's an interesting example of Bruno Latour bot, the challenges with translation. And I also post Hiroshi Ishii, the MIT professor's Hiroshi Ishii bot, his Japanese, and there's a Bing translation option below it, and they come out garbled too. So yes, Google has its own sort of je ne sais quoi with translation, and so probably does whatever the translator for Bruno Latour bot, and similarly for Hiroshi Ishii bot. So some challenges ahead, but amazing times we live in with this translation possibility.
Well, if you keep it short, it kind of works already. So it's not impossible. But when it comes to more scientific stuff, I doubt it at the moment. I don't know of any really good translation programs that can already do that. So you really understand it in your own language.
Nikolai, are you a scientist? I'm thinking of in part. Is that are you even nuclear science oriented?
I was in past time, but right now I'm retired here. And, but I'm very curious about what is new. You know, when you start to learn, never you will stop.
And in the information age, it really can have a lot of merit to keep learning in new ways for both scientists and everyone. Interesting cultural developments worth cultivating. You're a physicist, right, Nikolai?
I was working in electronic applied in nuclear field.
It will be very interesting to, possibly explore the nuclear physics course that I shared with you from MIT OpenCourseWare. And I haven't yet been in touch with my acquaintance, Jeff, who's a UC Berkeley graduate student in applied nuclear physics yet. I haven't seen him again. But there, the translation issues, for example, possibly into Romanian will be very interesting. I'll keep my sentences short, Peter, thanks to your good insight, but it's a question of partly, how to get MIT OpenCourseWare into various languages from World University and Schools academic side, and for science, and for even the pragmatics of, increasing, for example, possibly the knowledge of how to maintain nuclear plants in Romania. That would be great.
Scott, will be strange for you, but my first book, which I bought when I was in high school, was nuclear physics from Berkeley.
Okay.
Very advanced for me in this time.
In English too?
No, in Romanian.
Okay.
It was strange because here in a communist country, we can discover physics from nuclear nuclear physics from Berkeley in Romania.
Hmm.
In other hand, for me, it's not so hard to understand in English the specific term like for others, because I was working with this. This is not hard to translate for me, and hard is to discover a person who talk in English for developing my English.
I can go ahead.
What did you say, Nikolai? That was already translated into Romanian. That was done by Berkeley?
Yes,
or did
yes.
you a
Yes.
different website?
I don't remember exactly the name of person who wrote this book, but was physics from Berkeley, and there was indeed in that time was very interesting for us because it was at a very high level physics, and was interesting. Right now, we can't find this book at the same high level. As I said to Scott, I'm very interested in physics, but in high level, not general level, because this general level I know.
Very interesting. I was just at Stanford Slack physics open house on Saturday and met in particular two German physicists. One is the head of a department there, Tom Abel from Lower Bavaria, and the other is a staff person named Ralph Kahler, who were both sharing virtual reality simulations of astrophysics. So this was high level for sure. This is vast amounts of time, vast amounts of space, and remarkable simulations of the origin stories in physics are the best. They go back the farthest. They expand over a kind of infinite unfolding horizon that's quite remarkable in their explanations. And I've been a little bit in touch with them, but Nikolai, it seems like they would know the high level physics that you potentially would come into conversation with. They're, focused in their jobs at Stanford, but I did email them and ask if we could be in touch about a realistic virtual Earth. And the question of what becomes a realistic virtual universe at the atomic level and the cellular level and a realistic virtual galaxy. And then the question partly, I think, might become for you, which aspect of high level physics, especially if you were to begin to help to create this virtual universe from a high level physics perspective, and even name it in Romanian.
Are you talking about how is the name in English? Quantum physics?
We weren't talking about quantum physics. They weren't talking about it that I know of.
Because it's a similarity. Because it's a similarity between quantum physics and astronomical physics.
There are.
Yes, please.
There are, for sure. I'm not a physicist, but what was most evident in their virtual reality simulations was astrophysics and questions of computer modeling of physics, of dark matter, of sort of making these objects understandable, these processes, these sort of unfolding physics representations, really compelling visually and also with relationship to what's observable fact for evidence.
Excuse me a second. Peter was asking you about something he was writing on the chat.
Message for Scott. I didn't.
I missed it. Thank you.
Talk about that because we are live on YouTube. Hopefully, at least it said live.
We are live, and it's it should be recorded as well, since the past few Hangouts on Air have also successfully been recorded.
Yeah, it would interest me if your YouTube chat works, or if it's still disabled. Because a link for your YouTube page.
Do you mean for YouTube Live?
The YouTube page where you currently broadcast this Hangout.
I actually haven't found that broadcast page. Well, I'm on the link I just posted into the text chat, and it's right at the top, says live now. So if I go there, let's see, test this from my end. It's right at the top, says, hang on, I have to turn my volume down. Yeah, and VJ is, and, okay. Great, thank you for asking that, Peter. Both Ajit and VJ have posted something to the text chat, so it is working. And I'm going to re-invite Ajit and VJ from here. I'm not sure how else to invite them. So I just sent them an invitation.
Might work if you just copy the URL you see here in the Hangout.
Ah, good. Okay.
The URL, unless, well, yeah, well, be a little bit cautious, because if you post that in the YouTube chat, everyone who sees that can actually enter this Hangout.
I don't think there's that much worry for that, given the history here so far. So I think it's good to post it. Great.
2 people watching, not that many people at the moment.
Let's see. Maybe I can also send them an email as well. Maybe that's all too much, but it's still. I'd love to get them. Ah, okay, great.
But it works. Yeah, that's good. So you might get more people asking questions from the outside.
Yeah, that's interesting to stay tuned to. Thank you. Okay. It looks like Ajit sent the question at 1 minute past the hour, so about 30 minutes ago. And many things to pay attention to here. Got the link. So VJ says, okay, so sorry for this.
Shall I post the URL, the Hangout URL?
What else should I post, Peter?
Well, I can try it. It's worth a try. Shall I do that?
Yeah.
If I
post the one that they can join,
everyone can enter the Hangout.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Great.
It's not posting it. Google says no. You have to do it. Not the. Just take the URL from the top if you use Chrome.
But isn't that URL there already? I mean, it's already in the top chat. Can you see that?
Same one?
Should be.
It
Oh,
should
maybe
say
it's,
something like 10M83 and so on.
it ends in 6990.
I've got a different URL here.
Let me,
The one at the top in the Hangout on Air.
I will go to that again and see if I can.
It ends in 58, at least on my side. It would be the same on your side, otherwise we would be in different Hangouts.
Oh, there's a 5B in there. Yeah, and it ends in, okay, I'm going to post that as well to the.
Maybe it works if you post it as the host. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It told me, sorry, remove any web addresses and try again.
It's quite a complex.
The trouble, there are many troubles with Richard's teaching.
The only other possibility would be if you really invite them through the Hangout. If they are in your circles, that is. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Hang on, I have to turn something off. I'm not sure what's.
Continually talks as though God is.
Okay, that was a conversation with Richard Dawkins and someone in Australia. Sorry about that. I don't know if you heard that. Maybe it wasn't. You didn't hear it because my earphones are on.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Somehow.
Okay, so
Someone in
this is
Australia.
Vijay.
Sorry about that. Hello, Vijay. Are you in the Hangout? Let me.
Yeah, the last link that you sent worked.
Great. Nice to see you, Vijay. This is great.
Nice to see you.
Vijay, this is Nikolai in Romania and Peter in Bremen, and Vijay's in Silicon Valley, and Ajit's in India, who just joined. Welcome, Ajit and Vijay. Great. Well, I'm glad you were able to join. Peter has been showing me the other various options from within this Google Hangout, including the second live stream that goes in parallel with its own top chat. And so welcome. And this is a Hangout for World University and School and conversation and questions and answers, wanting to field your good ideas and your questions and your thoughts about World University and School and the WUaS Corporation as well. We were talking a little bit about translation, and 5 or 10 minutes ago, Nikolai said that in Romania said that Peter's name, Nikolai's Google Hangout, had been changed to Petru, which is the Romanian way of spelling Peter. So the translation process, maybe from Google Translate or Google Neural Machine Translation, is apparently part of the Hangout platform too, which is great. Hello, Ajit. How is the audio for you, Ajit? Can we do an audio check with you?
Hello.
I heard you.
1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, thank you.
Great. This is quite, we have quite a linguistic range here already. Everyone's first language is different. Ajit's first language is Hindi. Nikolai's is Romanian. Peter's is German. Vijay's is Tamil from Southeast India. And mine is English. It's amazing what these technologies facilitate.
We are the world here.
We are. Ajit, you are giving courses, it looks like, on supply chain as part of your school. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. I am providing the courses regarding logistics and supply chain.
Great. Have you looked at the MIT OpenCourseWare on supply chain courses, for example?
Actually, I am the member of CILT, Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. And it provides the courses. I just assist my students to finish the courses of CILT.
Great.
That is the chartered course for logistics and supply chain. And I'm also providing some short courses regarding warehousing, regarding supply chain analytics. These are the different courses which is conducted by me.
Fantastic, interesting.
And lots of students I have from USA, from UK, from Japan, from China, and lots of students are from India, from Vietnam, Australia, etc.
Huh. As we've been emailing recently, thank you for your emails, both Ajit and Vijay. I've been wondering how, World University and School, which is MIT OpenCourseWare centric, and seeking to create bachelor's degrees on MIT OpenCourseWare for free to students, first in English, with a business major, might find our way to getting, for example, this MIT OpenCourseWare course that I just posted into the chat into Hindi eventually, and maybe even into Tamil eventually, and Romanian. So that's where World University and School is coming from on our, accrediting free degree side, first in English and potentially in other, perhaps your languages next. We shall see. So it's great that you teach these courses and you facilitate through your school, Ajit, these courses in interesting ways. It's a good opportunity for conversation.
Yes. It is really good opportunity for me. Okay, thank you. I will do it.
We were also talking about, or before anyone joined, I was in the Hangout a little bit before 10 a.m. Pacific time. I was talking about how the educational services bookstore sort of side of computer store, robotics stores would work at World University and School in the Hangout, and that will be on the recording. And with using the example of Lego We Do 2.0 robotics and educational kit. And if there were 100 students, first in English, could we build a store out of this, that would grow to a bookstore and other robotics and computers? And could we build it in even Bangalore, where you're based, Ajit? So you also gave me some focus, interestingly, Ajit, with building in the Google ecosystem. And while World University and School's bookstore, computer store is not yet built, we might use Google Analytics to help structure even the building of a website for a bookstore, computer store. And these are all, and in multiple languages, and that's where the Google ecosystem comes in. So these are all interesting questions that have emerged thanks to our emailing, Ajit and Vijay.
Is everyone on a speakerphone?
Are you getting feedback? Or
yeah, there's a multiple echoes coming through.
There was an echo 5 or 10 minutes ago, but I'm not getting an echo now. Who else is getting an echo?
Clearly, I put on the. It stopped now. Looks like it stopped now. Looks like.
Okay, I don't hear it anymore either.
Yeah, it stopped now. Okay, all right.
Okay. Great. So that's a little. So Vijay, what are your thoughts here?
But there is a almost 2 minutes after, I just heard what's your thoughts here 2 times after 1 minute gap. Anyway.
Shall I repeat, or what are your
so what's my thoughts?
Or questions or other?
I would like to know what's the infrastructure that's available now for this work. I see your vision. I really admire the grand vision you have. But I have difficulty figuring out what's the actual infrastructure you have, where the project is in terms of online, what's available now.
Good question, and thank you. So right now on the degree side and the wiki side, World University and schools like Wikipedia in 299 languages with MIT OpenCourseWare in 5 languages. We have a fairly new wiki, which has about 720 pages. And it's called the WUaS Miraheza Media Wiki. And it's the same front-end technology as Wikipedia. Miraheza Media Wiki is what Wikipedia uses in one way or another. And it's got a potential back-end database, structured knowledge database, called Wikidata Wikibase. And this is where we're waiting now for a couple of years to become interoperable with. And Wikidata Wikibase potentially can be used both on the nonprofit MIT OpenCourseWare side, listing courses for credit from MIT OpenCourseWare, as well as a wiki facilitating all of you and myself to become teachers by adding links. But the back-end side can potentially even have a bookstore, or every single book that we might carry in our bookstores. And it would be CC0 licensed on the for-profit general stock company that would be okay with Wikidata Wikibase. So that's sort of where we are with infrastructure.
Okay. It's just it's a little mind-boggling for me to imagine the scale of this whole thing and figure out where to get started. I'm not familiar with most of the technology. Okay.
Yes, I hear you. The approach I've been taking is to write about it, blog about it. And now these Hangouts. One place in terms of the structure, the infrastructure we have right now, Vijay, that we'll be defining is we would like to develop our subject template to be a kind of intermediary between our front end Miraheza Media Wiki with our back end Wikidata Wikibase. We donated ourselves to Wikidata Wikibase for co-development in 2015, but they're part of the Wikipedia Wikimedia movement, and they're still developing their software, as structure. I'll post the subject template link in a second, which will be defining for the nonprofit side and the MIT OpenCourseWare side. But in a more than mind-boggling set of possibilities, Vijay, we would also, in developing this subject template, like to plan for matriculated students, for speakers in all 7,000 languages, and even potentially for all 7.5 billion people as end users in the world. And this would even allow us to anticipate some sort of universal basic income where whatever comes after the US dollar or the euro or the rupee would emerge into something like Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency with blockchain ledger. And in this key coding moment, with Wikidata, Wikibase doing the coding for end users and potentially all 200 countries, we would like to have law schools in official languages. There might be a possibility in a ginormous vision to plan for 7.5 billion people and even for our bookstore. So the cryptocurrency and universal basic income would be used for that as well.
Okay.
That's a long-winded way of saying this is another thing that's holding us back from Wikidata, Wikibase, and our subject template.
All right. Okay. And I'll wait for somebody else to add anything.
Nikolai is a physicist, and Ajit is working on supply chain in India with Hindi as both your native language and also as kind of the official language in India.
Okay.
Other questions, thoughts, ideas?
Actually, Scott,
Yeah.
I'm just asking about this. It is going to be echo.
Say that again, sorry.
Hello. It is just echo when I'm speaking.
You're getting an echo? You're hearing an echo?
Yes, he said
Yeah.
a big echo here.
I'm not sure how to stop this echo.
So he may be on both.
I think anyone has opened the YouTube live and Hangout both.
Yeah. So
Any other person.
stop the YouTube.
I will try.
Yeah. No, I mean, Ajit should pause the YouTube.
No, I've already stopped the YouTube.
Oh, I see.
Hangout.
Okay.
I'm already.
I closed the YouTube live on my end completely. Did that help at all?
Hello. No, this time not echo.
No echo, okay.
No, again echo. Yes. But I have already closed all the YouTube. I'm only online on Hangout and nothing.
Well, I've closed, let's see, can everyone else close their live Hangout on air, but not the, I mean the YouTube, close the YouTube, but not the Hangout? Does that help? Do we still have an echo, Ajit?
Hello. No,
Hello.
this time. Hello. Yeah. This time also echo. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Actually, just I'm asking about this OCW.MIT.edu courses. Can you briefly explain about this MIT edu?
Can I explain MIT OpenCourseWare? Is that your question?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, great. So MIT OpenCourseWare has 2,400 courses, 2,400 courses in English, both undergraduate and graduate courses that are available for free and for sharing. And they're licensed under a Creative Commons 4 license. And this allows 3 things. One can first share the MIT OpenCourseWare openly. Anyone can use it. Second, one can adapt it. One can add it to a database and change it around. And third, it's non-commercial. So one can't ask for tuition. And MIT OpenCourseWare also has an open translation license on the translated courses page. And that's available for the actual license itself is on the translation page. And I'll post that link momentarily. So in brief, that's what MIT OpenCourseWare is about. There are no degrees. You can't interact with MIT. The other thing about MIT here is that MIT has asked World University and School and anyone else, I think, who uses their courseware to offer some disclaimers and endorsement clarifications that they aren't involved, in effect. That's on the top of World University and Schools page. So we can share it. We can't ask for tuition for it. And as I see it, it's a kind of gold mine or a mother lode to use 2 gold mining terms or words. But we have to find our way to accrediting on it, World University and School, probably with WUaS Senior, Western Association of Schools and Colleges. And we have to graduate classes of people who have studied this MIT OpenCourseWare. And we're seeking students for a free undergraduate degree, kind of as if going to MIT itself, but to World University and School, to take about 40 courses over 4 years. So further thoughts or questions?
Ambitious.
No, just want to know about this and nothing, because everything is clear.
Would you happen to have some kind of a system structure diagram of how things work? I mean, there are teen technologies involved in this. And you're all, of course, you're a very creative person, trying to pull in more things and do more things. In terms of keeping focus on your core idea, how do the technologies work together currently? Meaning, you mentioned Wikibase, media, or is it media? And Wikidata, and then there's always and there is all the translators involved, and then again the coursework has to come from somewhere. And what else is involved? And I suppose you need to have your client front end somewhere. Not clear to me how all this is going to be fitting together. You mentioned the subject template. Okay, so that's kind of hanging in the middle somewhere. And if the focus is on the courses, subject seems to go somewhere else.
Great, good question. So the other entity that I haven't mentioned that World University and School has gotten for free is Google Education. Mm-hmm. And to diagram Google Education in itself is would be a massive undertaking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But Google. So the overview from 30,000 feet is our front end is worlduniversityandschool.org, and that link is about the third up in the chat, and I'll email this all to you. And there are kind of right at the top of that front end, that front page, worlduniversityandschool.org, is the possibility to do in Google Docs, add your name and email and language if you were an interested student. And right below that are sort of 10 or 12 main areas for World University and School. Languages, nation states, you at World University and School, library resources, museums, etc. And the idea would be that a student, matriculated students this autumn, would identify some courses from the course catalog and potentially take them partly in Google Education and partly in Google Hangouts in group video, and partly from the subject pages. And so if they were on taking a physics major or a science major, a general science major, they would go to the science wiki subject page at World University and School and be able to take these courses from that page. And so from that, they would therefore get credits that would go in Google Education when they complete a course. And out of that, they would eventually get their degree.
Yeah.
Is that I can try to share a blog post that would be more clear. Hello, Mircea, welcome.
Hello.
I don't have a diagram right off, but it's a great question, and maybe we could explore that further.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Other questions in that regard? Great question, Vijay.
I just went to the top, to the World University page and clicked on apply the top link there.
Yeah.
And it gave me error of 404.
Okay.
The second one works, but it goes to nation states, and it's kind of confusing what to do over there. It's an entry on nation states.
I would say that front page is still problematic, and it needs a significant revamp.
Yeah. Okay.
But the structure is there in an interesting way.
All right. Yeah.
That is a kind of de facto diagram, but it needs to be, next iteration is needed soon.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'll keep my mouth shut.
No, it's good questions, but yes, we need to, because of the, all the building blocks are there, but we need to piece them together.
Yeah.
And the only building block that isn't there is the subject template, linking our new front end with Wikidata as a back end.
Okay.
Other building blocks after that are a bookstore and things like this.
Okay.
Other questions? Ajit? Or ideas?
No, this time not a question. Just when I will start teaching via this given link, MIT, then some questions will raise, and I will ask every and ask about clarification of every point exists.
Great.
All right. Right, Scott. Thanks. I'll log out now.
Yeah, I'm going to sign off as well. Try to keep this to within an hour in general.
Yeah.
seeking to be here Mondays and Wednesdays in general at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So thank you all for joining this World University and School live hangout on air. And I'm really delighted that both you, Vijay, and Ajit have participated today. Thank you, as well as Peter and Nikolai.
Yeah. Thank you for your patience. Yeah.
And thank you all.
Okay, we'll be in touch soon. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes.